What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys are all having a great Saturday. I went to see a good friend in the hospital. I'll have a video about that in a bit, but I got back home to finish that video, and I found out I've got a leak in my bathroom, so got to run out and pick up a couple things to fix it. You see, I'm kind of covered with with drywall dust and stuff, ready to cut open the walls. But you know, life is like that. Now, here's an interesting thing. I'm wondering if Dalvin Cook is going to find the freedom of being cut from the team that you're with, that it's hard to find a new gig. You know, everybody thinks, of course, we're always linked to everybody. Anybody who's getting cut, they're linked to the Dallas Cowboys. Always, 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 right? That's just good for business to link them to the Cowboys. That's just to sell, to get clicks. But regardless of that, I want you to think about when Zeke was cut. When Zeke was cut, you heard, his list. Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, the Eagles, and all that sounded great. Well, here we are, months later. He says he's waiting around for the right deal. I don't know that he's getting any offers for deals. I really don't. You heard DeAndre Hopkins. We of course said, hey, we'd love to go ahead and get DeAndre Hopkins, and all the speculation that was going around that Buffalo and Kansas City were the two teams that were most interested in making calls about him, about a potential trade, but that we heard that the price tag, that contract was going to be the issue, right? So they were willing to trade if Arizona was going to eat the contract. Well, they didn't eat the contract and ended up cutting him. So the contract is not the issue. You're not having to take on that much money. You hear Hopkins say he's looking for 15. 15 is a whole lot better than 29. And you have to think that DeAndre Hopkins is in better shape right now than Odell Beckham Jr. But here it is, the teams that we heard that were interested, Buffalo's out, Kansas City's out. That list of quarterbacks that he'd like to play for, these young guys and stuff, and dissing Dak. Well, all that just kind of went out the window. He's had one visit so far, the Tennessee Titans, and apparently that didn't go that great because now he's going to, of course, New England. Of course, Mac Jones, he'd rather have Mac Jones throw to him than Dak Prescott. Point being here is, I know the Titans for the last couple of years have been really good in playing and, getting in the playoffs until this past year, where they finished the season with seven straight losses. They're a long ways away from being a contender again. They've been trying to trade Derrick Henry. You have to look at them as a rebuilding team. You look at New England with Mac Jones, who you're not sure if he's really an answer for an NFL quarterback. And, yes, you have a Hall of Fame coach there, but you're looking at a team where you're probably the worst team in their division because you got the Bills, you got the Dolphins, and now Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. That, to me, is not the same as talking about playing for Pat Mahomes or playing for Josh Allen, or Joe Burrow. It's not looking as good as it would have on the outside, where you're just like, release me. And so now you have Dalvin Cook. Now, the speculation was, and everybody thought that DeAndre Hopkins, that he'd be signed, in a couple of days. It's kind of like when Ryan got fired from the Cowboys, and he said, I'll be unemployed for like 5 minutes. Well, it was a lot longer than 5 minutes, I hate to tell you. And you didn't exactly get the best of offers that you thought you were going to get. So now here we are, Dalvin Cook. We had, the Cowboys should sign Dalvin Cook. There's interest there. The Miami Dolphins, that there's interest there. And maybe the Miami Dolphins do sign him. But what we're finding out about free agents that have been cut, that are, veterans with a high price tag, the money's not there for them. The feeding frenzy and bidding war that has been, forecasted are not coming to fruition. These guys are so devalued, it's not even funny. And in a whole, let's think about this for a second in general. Part of this, I wonder, is this collusion by the owners? Because think about this. Think about how much money was flowing last year, the crazy contracts that were happening. Randy Gregory got $70 million for a 5-year deal. The biggest deal, I think, was Hargraves, was 4 years, maybe $80 million. I may be wrong on that, but I can't think of any deals that have been bigger than that this year. And when you see the trade value that guys have been getting, Jalen Ramsey, was that a 4th-round draft pick? The players, and especially running backs, my God, running backs, it's ridiculous that Barkley can't get out of the franchise tag. They don't want to pay him. I mean, they offered him $12 million, but I'm not sure that they're still offering him $12 million. Dalvin Cook being released, he's only $14 million cap hit, and he was still playing and pretty productive. I'd be surprised. I'd be really surprised if he gets a $10 million a year deal. So we'll see where it goes, but I don't think that DeAndre Hopkins is going to get $15 million. I'd be surprised if he gets over $10 million. It's just crazy where we're at with the NFL and the money. The salary cap has gone way up, but it seems like the compensation has come down in some regards at a lot of positions other than the quarterback, of course. Daniel Jones did get $40 million, but you look at that and say, Daniel Jones gets $40 million, Barkley can only get 12. That's as much as they can offer Barkley. It's kind of crazy. But I also want to say, I know the Cowboys always get grief because they're not in the NFC Championship game, that they haven't gone deep in the playoffs, even though other teams have had the same issue as well. But be that as it may, I think a lot of people look at what the Cowboys did last year, where they didn't actually go crazy getting outside free agents, that they ended up having their homegrown talent and guys that they drafted and trying to draft better, that their roster is not built up of free agents. It's worked with the Eagles to get them to the Super Bowl. It worked with the Rams when they went all in, but now you look at them and say that their salary cap is cratered, and they're basically, as you saw, slashing and burning and getting rid of a lot of the talent, trading and starting to rebuild, because that's basically where they are. They got the Super Bowl, and I'm sure Cowboy fans, we'd be happy that we got the Super Bowl, but you know how we are. We get a Super Bowl now, we expect to get 2-3 more in a row. The Joneses have actually done a good job at building a roster without being locked in with huge contracts any longer. We have to at least give them credit there. They haven't been out there to say, let's get that guy, let's go get Kenny Galladay and things like that, and have guys that you're paying an absorbent amount that in the end don't make a difference for you. That's where they are. All right, let me get this stuff so I get this shit fixed at my house. Peace.